In this video, I'm going to show you how to add tasks and manage tasks in your project using the task list. To add a new task, locate the blue box at the bottom of the form. This is the place where you can add another task at the end of your task list. Under the name column, you can type your new task name in, send survey to customer. You can decide how long the task should be. Maybe it's going to take a day to get this done, or maybe it takes 5 days to get this done. The next column is the work hours. You'll want to put in how many hours will it take to actually send the survey. Let's say it takes about an hour to build and send the survey. Then from there, you can hit the edit resources to assign the task to somebody. We'll send this to Brett Favre. Click OK. If the task needs to be a successor or happen after the step 12 in the prior step, you can type in the number right here. This is the task number of the predecessor, and put number 19. This is happening after that. You can then hit either the enter key or save to save that task. This creates a brand new task and also schedules the task to happen after the predecessor because of that relationship. To edit an existing task, you can hover over to another of the row of the task that you would like to edit. You can then hit the edit pencil to edit it, or you can just double click in the white space and it'll invoke the editing of that. You'll note how that task is now in this blue box, got moved to be editing this. If you would like to add a longer description to your task, you can do so by choosing this little arrow, and it'll pull up an editor where you can add more details about things that this task needs to occur in this task. So maybe there's more instructions here. If I want to change the duration, for example, let's make this take 3 days, and maybe we want to change the assignment to somebody else. You can remove that person and switch the assignment this way. Click Save to save that task. So I have just edited the task. If you would like to make another summary task, I can make a new summary task this way. By simply checking this little icon here, turns this task into a summary, and you'll note that the summary is bolded. And if you add a task while the summary arrow is pointed down, then the next task that you add will become a child. This is a child of the summary. And I want this to be 1 day, and it's maybe 4 hours of work. And I don't know who I'm going to assign this to, so I'll just leave that blank. And I don't have a predecessor in this case. Click Save. That new task became a child of that summary. If I want it to be a sibling, you can actually add a sibling this way by closing the summary task, and then adding another 1 day, 4 hour task this way. And now it's a sibling, and we have a child there. If you'd like to move a task from up here into this summary, you can simply drag it down and drop it onto the task that you would like it to occur afterwards. If I want this sibling task to now become a child of a summary, you can move it up this way and drop it, and it'll put it on the end of the list. Or I can move it up here and drop it right on the summary, and it'll ask you, do you want this to be a sibling of that summary, or do you want it as a child? In this case, I want it to be a child, and it'll stick it right there underneath that summary. I'm going to briefly talk a little bit more in depth about durations and work hours. When you type in a task, we're going to say this is going to be do software development. You need to tell the system how many days in duration you have to get this done. The duration here means if this software development is going to be conducted over the next 5 days, I'll type in 5 for 5 days. By default, it'll calculate out 5 days of 40 hours. But if I'm not really going to spend my entire week doing software development, then you really want to put in how many hours you really will be doing. So the work hours is how much total effort the task will be, and the duration is how many business days do you want to have someone work on this. In this case, I'm going to do 8 hours of development, but I have 5 days to get that done. And then I'm going to assign that to Steve. If I click OK, the system will automatically calculate between today and next Tuesday to get this done for 5 days. And if I want to make it take longer, maybe I want to give myself 10 days to do these 8 hours, it'll actually automatically calculate the start from today to now even longer. It's going to give me 2 weeks to do that task. If I need to increase the work, you can do that as well by changing it. Maybe it's really going to be 12 hours of work. And that's how you would edit that. So the duration is how many days does somebody have to get it done, and the work hours column is how much effort is the task really going to take. And the system will automatically calculate all of this for you, as well as project forward in the capacity planning how busy people are. The other things that you can do in the task list is if you want to change the order of the fields. Maybe I don't care about the work status right now. You can actually remove that column by choosing remove. If I want to move the resources over to here, you can drag it this way and move it there as well. If you like this layout and you would like to save it for later, you can actually click on layouts and then say manage layout, and I can say my favorite view. Click save, and it saves that layout. You can actually make it your favorite by saying I want this to be my personal default. And if you're a system admin, you can share the layout as well. This is really important because you can then very quickly change the views from the default by choosing the default, or I can do my favorite layout by just clicking over here to change the columns. Also available on this task list are filters. Maybe you only want to see things that are assigned to you as a person, and there weren't any in this case. Or maybe you just want tasks that are currently due. That's how you can change the filter. If you want to go back to the default, clear the filter, that little yellow box goes away, and now you're back to the default view. The other button you'll see here is to add tasks. If you choose add in line, it'll set the mouse focus to the box. You can also use a full add edit form. This is a more advanced form to add tasks. If you have more details, you can do that. To go back to the task list, I'm going to hit the little back button. And you can actually add more tasks from a template, which lets you choose from one of your templates, and then you can pull a summary task from that. And then finally, there's a way to import tasks from Microsoft Project or Excel. So those options have other videos that go into more depth for adding tasks, but those are some of the ways that you can add tasks to the system. Also available in the task list is the ability to bulk edit. You can choose multiple tasks this way by just checking the box, or you can choose to check all, or you can maybe just check all non-summary tasks, or you can uncheck all and check just the non-summaries this way. And then you can right mouse click and choose bulk edit. You can change the duration, the work hours, who the assignment is, other types of information is available as well. In this case, I'm going to assign all of these tasks to Eric. And if I just hit save, now all of the bulk editor will have changed all the assignments to one person from Eric. So that's how you can use the bulk editor to quickly edit different things. You can also do a couple other things, add a person or remove a person to the list, but the bulk editor is usually what you'll be using with these checklists over there as well. If you want to add successors tasks, and you can also add a successor task. You don't need to use the task numbering, the predecessor by number. You can actually navigate to the predecessors dialog and then choose a task this way to find if I want to have this happen after due software development, I can choose that and hit the plus button to add a predecessor. And then now this made the successor to this predecessor task for you automatically. So it's a more of a point and click way of doing it. In this case, I just added a task and forgot to give it a duration. I'm going to give it 2 days, and maybe this is only 2 hours of work. So that's how you can build out the project plan using the task list, reordering your columns. One other thing that you might be of use of here is to collapse all the tasks, or you can expand all of the tasks very quickly. Those are some of the tips and tricks to using this task list. Remember to double click to edit and hit the enter key or the save button. When you're done, you can hit the save. So these are some tips to very quickly edit. If you want to insert a task, you can also right mouse click on it and say insert task, and then you can put a new task in the list in this location. And again, this will be 1 hour for a day. You can also copy a task as well. Maybe you want to copy a task with 3 copies. So this will create 3 new copies of that same task as well. So those are some of the tips and tricks for using the task list to build out your project plan.